Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review video on MAC Cosmetics. So I thought this would be a really fun video to film because MAC is one of my favourite brands and I've used it for a lot of years now, so I've had a chance to kind of try out a lot of their products. So I just thought it would be a good idea to sort of gather together my very favourite products from MAC and my sort of least favourite products from MAC, just so if you were thinking of buying anything, you could get a second opinion. So just as a quick disclaimer at the start of the video, I just want to say, obviously makeup is very dependent on your skin type and things like that, so these are just my opinions and products that really work best for me and products that obviously don't work as well for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are bad products at all. They're just something that just hasn't worked out for me. But nevertheless, I just wanted to share all my opinions with you, so let's get straight into it. So the very first product I'm going to talk about is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and if I just show you it up close like so, this one is in the most pretty packaging that I've ever seen, but this was limited edition, but however you can just get this in the plain version, but this is my current bottle that I own right now. So with MAC Prep Prime Fix Plus, basically the idea is that you can use it before and after your makeup, which is really good because it's really versatile and it means you're getting two products in one bottle, which is always a bonus. So if you're going to do for the Prep and Prime, you just put it on underneath your makeup, and I actually do this every single day. So before my makeup I'll pop on my moisturiser, anything like that, and then I'll go in with my Prep and Prime, spray it all over my face, and it's just so nice because it really rejuvenates your skin. You feel really I don't know, you just feel really fresh, and it's just a really nice base underneath your makeup. The other way to use it is the Fix Plus, and I do use it after my makeup on occasion. Basically, if I'm going to go out for dinner or a night out or somewhere where I'm going to be out all day and I really want to make sure that my makeup's going to stay on, then I'll go ahead and spray it after my makeup. Maybe I'll show you how you do it. So basically, if you want to do it after your makeup, because I haven't actually got it on today, literally just turn the cap, because it's just like a cap that locks on and off, and yeah, you sort of just lean back and spray. Okay, so I've just sprayed it on, and you can see, you'll be able to see that it's quite damp on my face, and you just sort of just let it dry. But basically it means that your makeup is going to stay in place all day, which is always a good thing. The only thing that I would like to mention about this product is I've made the mistake once of putting it on after my makeup when I had a BB cream on, and that is just an absolute no, because a lot of BB creams are water based, and obviously as soon as you put another liquid onto it, it just leaves dots of everywhere that is sprayed, so it's really not a good idea. But other than that, this is an absolute amazing product. I absolutely love it. I'd highly recommend. I think it's kind of similar to the Urban Decay setting spray, but obviously you can prep your face with this one, so I just think it's really good value as well. So absolutely love this one. Very first loved product from MAC. So the second product I'm going to talk about today is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. So this is it here. If I just show you it up close, oh, the light is not great, but that's it here, in this little round container, and it actually just opens up like so. But yeah, I've used this for years now. I use it every single day underneath my makeup. So it is a cream formula, and I just use it when I've got any blemishes or anything like that, or just any redness on my face, so primarily on my chin and on my nose. And to be honest, I actually just use it with my fingers. I find it's really easy to apply because it's got a very smooth creamy texture, and I just find, personally, I just don't really feel the need to use a brush. But yeah, I absolutely love this product. I think it has really good coverage. Honestly, you know, you all have those days when you wake up and you've suddenly got a spot and it's really red. This does the trick every single time. I find it really good, and if you can just set it with a bit of loose powder, or if you have you know, an actual powder, you can set it with that as well, and it just stays on all day. So I really do like this product. I'd highly recommend. I've used to use a different cream bronzer. I can't remember where it was from, but this one, I've never actually felt the need to even try any others because it works so well. And obviously it's available in a ton of shades. I actually use the shade NC20, so that's the colder shade, and 20 is actually one shade darker than my actual skin in MAC, so I just find it's better to have a bit bit of a darker concealer just if you're going to be covering up redness. But yeah, I really love this product as well. The next product I wanted to talk about is MAC blusher. So this is the one I have here, and if you do go to MAC, you'll know that this is their old packaging, so you know, keeping it real. But to be honest, I just feel like I've never actually finished a blusher in my life. Like my bronzers, I swear every 2 minutes I can see the pan, I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I'm gonna have to buy another one. But blushes, I just feel like they last forever. However, this is obviously MAC, and this is in the shade Immortal Flower, and it is a powder blush. I'm not sure if this is from a limited collection, I'm not too sure. I'll try and find it and link down below. But nevertheless, here it is. So it is in this really lovely peachy pink colour, and I just really like this colour because it goes so nicely when you're wearing bronzer. But yeah, to talk about the actual blusher, the reasons I love it are because of, well, there's quite a few actually. I love the pigmentation, it's really good. I think you do truly get the colour that you see in the compact. It also blends really lovely. I use powder bronzer. If I'm using it, I use the NARS Laguna bronzer, and that just creates a really lovely mix on the skin. It really goes well together. And also because there's no fallout when you're using your brush in the compact, and it's not powdery, it doesn't feel cakey or anything or too drying on the skin. So I really love them. So yeah, if you were interested in getting a new blusher, I'd really recommend the ones from MAC. And like I said, there's so many shades. I feel like you'd definitely be able to pick one out, and yeah, I just really like them, so that definitely had to be included. So my next favourite product from MAC has to be their eyeshadows, because they just have such great pigmentation. I feel like MAC really get it good on the pigments. Like, everything's really well pigmented, because there's nothing more disappointing than buying an eyeshadow palette or buying a lipstick that you think is a gorgeous colour, but when you put it on your lips or apply it to your face, it is just not the colour that it looks, and that's just down to pigmentation, or it doesn't stay, or it's not as intense. Yeah, it's just really disappointing. MAC, you do not get that at all, especially with their eyeshadows. So to be honest, I've never bought their single eyeshadows just because they are quite expensive, and I don't know, I've just always kind of preferred palettes. That's just my preference. So I've picked up my two favourite palettes that I own from MAC. So these are them here. This one is the older one, if I just show you up close. So this is a sort of coppery palette with dark browns, and then it's got a really nice nude shade at the top. And also this one, which is fairly new, so I'm pretty sure you can still get this. This is one of their, obviously, their 9 shade ones, and this is a very sort of mauvey, pinky, burgundy colour, and I absolutely love it. This palette right here, I've actually done my eyes with today, and the reason I love MAC palettes, especially like this, is because they kind of design them in a way that you can create a full makeup look with one palette. So I really like that, because you get sort of all the tones of the shades that's included, and you often get like a shimmer, a matte, a really intense dark shade, and a nude shade. So it makes it really easy and convenient for when you're travelling. It means I can just pick one up and pop it in my bag, and I can do my whole eyes with one small, like relatively small palette, to be honest. So yeah, I absolutely love the eyeshadows. Again, quite similar to the blusher, to be honest. They don't have any like major fallout. They're not powdery, they're not drying. They blend amazingly, like really good. I feel they're really easy to build up and create a really nice smoky eye with if you're using darker shades. And yeah, I just really like them. So I couldn't not include these because I use the MAC palettes all the time, and the other ones that I have as well, but these are particularly my two favourites. Next, I wanted to share my opinion on MAC pigments, because I absolutely love them. I just think pigments are so nice from MAC, and to be honest, I don't really think you can get pigments that much from other makeup brands. They're not that readily available. You can't really get them. There's not that many shades, that kind of thing. And obviously I do appreciate pigments aren't everyone's, you know, cup of tea, because some people just don't like shimmer at all. But if you do, I absolutely would recommend the MAC pigments. Now, this actually goes hand in hand with the Fix Plus, because I forgot to mention another use of the Fix Plus is if you want to spray brushes, if you're going to be using pigments, you can then dip dip it into the pigment pot and it applies them and makes them stay all night, which is much better than using just water. It just holds them so much better. But basically, if you're not too familiar with them, they're just these little jars, and they almost look like glitter, but basically they're just like a really lovely way of being able to get a really intense sparkle to your eye or shimmer, or you can actually wear them in a dry way and it just creates a really subtle shimmer. So yeah, they are quite versatile. So these are my 3 favourite shades, so I'm just going to show you. So the first one is this copper shade and it's called Copper Sparkle. The second one is a sort of peachy shade and it's called Melon, and the third shade, the sticker has fallen off the bottom so I don't actually know, and it is this really pretty and delicate pink shade. So yeah, just really nice colours, and basically you can wear them 2 ways. You can wear them wet or dry. What I was talking about before with the Fix Plus is when you wear them wet, they're really intense. They almost kind of look like foil, like really intense, which is really gorgeous and perfect for when you want to go on a night out. You can also use them dry, which is just when you use a normal brush to apply them, or you can use your finger, which I do actually find can be a lot easier because pigments are similar to like a glitter. So when you like put a brush into it, they can all kind of like fly out everywhere, so it gets a bit messy. But nevertheless, I absolutely love pigments. If you want something that's really shimmery, really going to work for your eye, going to make them stand out, then I definitely recommend the MAC pigments. So I also had to include in this video the Pro Longwear Lip Liners from MAC, because this is my all-time favourite lip liner. This one specifically in the shade Oh Honey. This is just another one from one of their limited collections, but it is also a Pro Longwear, and it is a very similar nude shade, if you can see that. But yeah, Oh Honey is the best nude ever. It's what I've got on today. I literally wear this under every single lipstick that I put on nearly, unless obviously I'm wearing like a really bright colour. But yeah, absolutely love these. They have a really nice velvety texture. They're not drying. They apply to the lips really great. So yeah, I just would really recommend, if you're looking for a lip liner that you know is going to stay on all day, not dry out or anything like that, these are definitely a good place to look. What I would like to mention is MAC do 2 lip liners, and this is obviously their Pro Longwear. They also have an original lip liner, which that I'm not much of a fan of. Like, I don't not like it, but I just don't like it anywhere near as much as this one. I just find it a bit more drying and kind of like more of a chalky texture. It's quite tough to actually apply to your lip, where this just glides on over your lip really lovely. You know, this is the kind of lip liner that if you really were struggling and suddenly lost your lipstick, you could just apply this all over your lips and it is just gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So yeah, highly recommend this one. So if I had to pick my absolute favourite product from MAC, it has to be their lipsticks, just because they're so well pigmented. They have a really nice creamy texture, apply really well to the lips, and yeah, there's just a ton of shades, like so many shades, and they have obviously the different ranges. So I've picked out my absolute favourite 7 that I own, and if I was choosing particularly, I would say a matte lipstick would be my favourite, but I do have a couple from the other ranges as well. So the first 3 that are my matte ones, and my ultimate favourite has to be Honey Love, which pairs perfectly with their Oh Honey Pro Longwear lip liner, and it's actually the combination that I have on today. And if you watch my channel, you'll see that I pretty much wear it in every single video. So this is it here. It is a really nice nude, so I'm just going to swatch it. So as you can see, it's a really nude pink and it's just really lovely. I think it would be really flattering on most skin types. I mean, to be honest, I know a lot of people that use this colour all the time. I use it every day and I just never get sick of it. It's just that perfect nude. The second colour I have is Velvet Teddy. Again, another really popular shade. Obviously, I think this was made really popular by Kylie Jenner because when she posted like, "Ooh, I'm wearing Velvet Teddy lipstick," it suddenly went mad and was out of stock for ages, which is actually really annoying because I've used this for ages and it was out of stock for ages and I wanted a new one. However, so this is like a more pinky nude. You'll be able to see the difference. So you can see it is just ever so slightly darker, but it's still very matte. And I hope you can kind of see how it applies to the skin. It's just so creamy, which is obviously why I love them. And the third one that I have from the MAC collection is So Short. And this is my perfect red, just because I prefer like peaches and orangey kind of reds, and this is exactly what it is. So it's very bright. You can see exactly what it looks like. So it is still a very bright red, but obviously it does have that kind of hint of orange, which is why I love it so much. So next I'm going to talk about two lipsticks which are from their Satin collection. So I have the shade Myth. This is a very, very nude colour. So obviously they kind of say like you should never go more than one shade lighter than your lips. This is very, very pale. So if I just draw on, you can see it is a very, very peachy pink, which I think is really nice. It's very subtle, and the thing I like about the satin finishes, it's more of a medium coverage. Obviously it's not matte and has that little bit of shine to it, which is just really nice. Obviously that layers really well over an intense lip liner as well. And the second shade I have is the complete opposite and is a super bright, intense pink, because I just feel like sometimes you just want to wear pink lipstick, and I really like this one. So this is the shade Snob. If I just pop that next to it, you can see it is a very, very bright pink, and I absolutely love this pink. It is really, really lovely. I feel like it looks a bit more intimidating on my arm than it does in real life. Like when you put it on your lips, it actually creates a really nice shade, because obviously you've got to remember you're not applying to like as pale of a shade as your normal skin. But yeah, I really, really like that one. Next, I'm going to go and talk about their Creme Sheen lipsticks. These are another great collection. These are obviously like a really low coverage and a lot more shiny, but obviously over lip liner these look really good. So I've actually picked this one up, which is from their limited edition packaging and is available. So the bullet is just so pretty in like a rose gold colour. This is in the shade Creme de Nude, which is one of their best selling Creme Sheen lipsticks. So again, a really great nude to use on an everyday basis. Obviously you can see here it is a lot more sheer. I'm going to have to do it a few times to get that swatch. So there you can see it is a really nice peachy nude. It's almost like a more sheer version of Myth in the satin finish. So it's just nice to carry around in your handbag if you just want to top your lips up every so often. And finally I'm going to talk about their Luster range. So this is a kind of, I think this is medium coverage, but I'm not actually too sure. It's like, it's more coverage than their Creme Sheen ones, but less coverage than their satin lipsticks. And I think it has a bit more of a like shimmery thing to it. Well, this one does anyway, and this is called Flair for Finery. This was actually limited edition, but it's a very, very nude shade. So if I just swatch it on my arm there, you can see it is just very, very similar to the Creme de Nude, but almost a little bit more pinky, but does have a more shine to it, a more high shine to it, I should say. But yeah, so basically you can see I basically have a big collection of nudes, apart from two kind of out there bright colours that I like to wear in the summer. But yeah, I absolutely love MAC lipsticks. As I said, they're really well pigmented. They do stay on your lips and are super comfortable to wear. So if you did want one, I'd just go in store and check out their really big range of shades. So the first product that hasn't really worked out for me from MAC has to be one of their foundations. So this is it here. If I just show you real close. So this is their Studio Fix Fluid, and this is in the shade NC20, so the same as the concealer. And to be honest, there's just quite a few things that I don't really like about this foundation. Now, personally, for me, I like my foundation to be sort of medium coverage, I'd say medium but buildable coverage, that's what I'd say, medium but buildable coverage, where this is very full coverage, like there's no sort of in between, you can't build this up, like as soon as you put it on it is very full coverage, which obviously for some people that's what they want, but for me that's not what I like. So I think that's probably the first place I went wrong in buying this. The second thing I don't like about it is the smell. It is very, very like scented, like as in to the point that I'm actually just going to quickly go on a little anecdote here. I literally wore this to a ball that I went to last year, and my boyfriend, who obviously comes shopping with me quite a lot, we were walking together into the event, and he actually turned to me and went, "Daisy, do you have MAC foundation on?" And I was like, "Yes, why?" And he was like, "Oh, I can smell it." I was like, oh my goodness, what on earth? How can you smell my foundation? And that is how strong the scent is. Like, it is so overpowering. I know all foundations kind of have a scent, but I feel like this one is just so, so strong. I don't know if it's particularly the Studio Fix Fluid. I'm not too sure, because this is the only foundation that I've ever used from MAC. So obviously, you know, there could be a MAC foundation that is absolutely perfect for me, but unfortunately the one I tested just didn't really work out. Right, so the final product that I wanted to talk about that just didn't really work out for me is the bronzing powder. Now I've just had to get it up on my phone just because I don't actually have this bronzing bronzing powder anymore because I give it away because it just did not work at all for me. So if I just read about it, this is in the shade Golden, is the one that I had, and it's meant to be a tan beige with a slight shimmer. Now for me, what actually happened was I was really excited to get this bronzer because I thought, obviously I loved their blusher, so I thought surely their bronzer is going to be really good. So I went for their powder bronzer, and it just literally did not show up on my skin. Like, no matter how much I swirled my brush in the compact, just nothing was like there. So I don't know if it was particularly the shade that I got or something. And also, do you know when a compact kind of goes bumpy and a bit different shades, like it just didn't work. I don't know what it was, it just did not work. So for me, that would be another product from MAC that I wouldn't recommend. And if I was on the topic of bronzers, I'd absolutely hands down go for the Laguna bronzer from NARS, because that is amazing, really good pigment, really good to blend. So guys, I really hope everyone enjoyed this video, and like I do want to mention again, these are obviously my personal opinions, but if you do have any questions or comments about any of the products, just leave them down below and I'll definitely get back to you. Also, if you did like this, remember to give it a thumbs up and pop on the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content every Saturday. And actually, speaking of content, if you would like to see more videos like this about makeup, kind of review kind of style, be sure to let me know down below in the comments if there's any particular brands or anything like that. But yeah, I will definitely see you next week.